Well, folks, let me tell you about what I found out about that little engine. There's a story here I got to tell in order to tell you what was wrong with it. Now, for those of you that have not watched the video, PawPaw needs help figuring out a problem with his little two-stroke engine ignition. Watch that one, because it'll show me trying to. I had this problem that I had no idea. I'd never seen this before. I've got an electric drill turning this little two-stroke engine. I've got the spark plug strapped to the head, and it's sparking like crazy. And with the drill still running, I stick my finger in the spark plug hole, and the sparking stops. Never seen nothing like that. So I put it out there for all my viewers and all my friends to look at, see if they had any idea. And it got all kinds of advice from all kinds of folks. And I went to the farm this morning, took care of my chickens and my ducks, and fed the dogs, and turned on the fan and TV there, and said I'd just have me a nice relaxing time here and go on into tearing down this little engine. Well, I turned it around and I pulled off the housing that holds the little centrifugal clutch shell and little gear. It's got a little tiny gear, got maybe 8 or 10 teeth on it, little bitty thing, and it drives an 8mm chain to the rear wheel sprocket. Just a cute little thing. Anyway, I pulled that off, and then what was underneath it, I was very impressed, was some real good looking centrifugal clutch shoes. This looked to be very well made. If you told me it'd been made in the United States, I'd have believed you, because this is good looking. And I immediately saw that this engine had not been run very much at all, because the fiber on the shoes, you know, like on brake shoes, that fiber looked almost brand new. And this little mini bike, they had broken the pull rope thing, you know, and so all you had was a little shaft sticking out there. And so apparently somebody, you know, they couldn't start it, so they just said to hell with it. Anyway, I looked at that little clutch, and I was very impressed with that. And it was attached to the flywheel, you know, and I went ahead and cleaned off the magnets on the flywheel. It's not required, but it had a little bit of particles, you know, little rust particles sticking on it, and it just need to be wiped off. And I looked at it, and I said, man, this thing looks pretty good. So I decided that it was time to try this thing, see if I can get it to fire. So, knowing that my starter fluid has no lubrication in it whatsoever, and that's a little two-stroke engine, I did not want to put just starter fluid in that cylinder and possibly gall the rings. It's going to have some kind of lubrication. So before I put the spark plug in it, I sprayed PB Blaster in there. I figured that'd lubricate it real good. Put my spark plug in it, put the wire on there. Then on the carburetor, opened up the choke, and then I opened up the throttle wide open. Stuck me a screwdriver outside of that carburetor to hold that thing wide open, so when I went to shoot that starter fluid in there, it goes straight into the cylinder. Well, I'm here to tell you that a combination of starter fluid and PB Blaster is quite possibly the most deadly concoction since they invented napalm. napalm, you know, was gelatinous. It's like a gel. They'd bring that shit into Vietnam, and it just stick to everything and just burn. It's like jelly with gasoline in it. Well, I'm just wondering if when I sprayed that starter fluid in there, it didn't combine with that PB blaster and get gelatinous, make a gel. Because when I put the drill to her and started firing that sucker up, all of a sudden she's sputtering, and I've got a hold of it, you know, and it's sputtered and sputtered, and I can tell it's trying to fire. I can tell it's trying. But what it had to do is it had to burn some of that crap off that spark plug, I reckon, because all of a sudden she fires up. And Lord, when I say she fires up, I mean she fires up. This damn blame thing, it sounded like a, hell, I don't know what it sounded like. It sounded like a daggum airplane was coming in, going to crash, just because remember, I had it locked wide ass open. Them clutch shoes, they went to spreading out like that because there wasn't nothing could hold them down because the outside cover wasn't on it. And they'd pull that spring between them shoes way out and screw that thing up, and then all of a sudden them clutch shoes are beating on the table while I'm sitting here holding this little engine. And they're beating on the table, and the thing's vibrating, and it's trying to do a dance with me like it's a gyroscopic effect, and it's dancing and it's bouncing, and I can't hold it no more, and it jumps off the table. And it jumps straight at me, and I jump back. I'm doing like this number. The chair goes flying back, and that son of a bitch going straight for my private parts. Lord have mercy, I moved. I was high stepping like river dance and Lord of the Dance. Oh my God, I was shuffling and I was getting out of the way, and this whole thing is on the floor and it's going, and it's bouncing and it's carrying on, and finally, the duck started quacking, the chickens started cackling, the rooster started crowing, and the dog started barking. And it was chaos, and shit was going crazy, and it's like, and it's bouncing up and down on the ground, and I swear it's coming after me, and finally it died out. Oh, Lord. Whew. I looked down there at it, and it looked like it was breathing, like it was, like it was wanting some more. Plum scared me to death, I tell you. I reached down there and I picked it up. It had bent one of the, I had the muffler off of it, so it bent one of the studs on that, that muffler. Oh Lord, it had scarred the coil pack, or the, you know, the little coil, pickup coil. And like I said, it had messed up that spring on them clutch shoes and knocked off some of that fibrous stuff off of the clutch shoes. Whew. Scared me to death, but I was impressed. And all it was, the only problem with it was that cordless drill I was using, because I got me a 3/8 inch electric drill you got to plug into the wall, and when I spun that damn thing, oh, it was sparking like crazy, and when I put my finger over the hole, she was still sparking. And that's what it was. So all you folks out yonder that said it wasn't turning fast enough, you were right. And I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for giving comments and letting me know, you know, what to look for. And that's what it was. Folks, y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye.